When it comes to taillights, you got two options. Number one, take your stock taillights that might look like one of these and replace your old bulbs with new bulbs. Or number two, swap them out entirely for something like this. In this video, we're going to talk about a couple different types of taillights, but the information here is good for any vehicle on the road today. By far the easiest way to upgrade your brake lights, rear turn signals, parking lights, and reverse lights is to take your stock taillights off the truck and totally replace them with new assemblies. The cool thing about totally new taillight assemblies is they look better, they're brighter, and they're super easy to install. Absolutely no modifications in most cases, and something like these from Morimoto have built-in LED side markers, built-in LED parking lights, built-in LED brake lights, and built-in LED reverse lights. There's nothing you need to do. Take these off, put these on. As you can see, the wire harness on the back of these is going to have the same connector that your original taillights have. You take the old taillights off, you pop these ones in place, everything's plug and play, you drive away. It's easy as that. Now you got better, cooler, brighter taillights. Other than better performance, the aftermarket taillights for different vehicles also have different functions that yours don't, like a scrolling sequential rear turn signal. Now on most taillights, obviously yours is going to look something different than this. It looks like this on the back. So you've got bulbs for your brake lights, bulbs for your turn signal, and bulbs for your reverse light. So if you're just going to keep your stock taillights and make those functions brighter, all you do is pull out the original light bulbs, figure out what bulb you have. Now if you go to our website, headlightrevolution.com, we do this part for you. Put in your year, make, and model, and we'll pull up all the different brake lights and rear turn signal options for your truck. And you're going to want to use something like this. This is an LED replacement for your original taillight bulbs. So when you take your bulbs out, you got to find the type that has the right socket. You see this one has the exact same plastic socket base as your original incandescent bulb. The big difference here is instead of a glass tube on top with different filaments inside, it actually uses an LED array that creates your different light functions. So this one, for example, is behind a red lens, so we're going to use a red colored LED bulb in the same style that came out. Once you've got the right LED bulb that fits your original incandescent taillight bulb, it's plug and play, unless it's a rear blinker. If the LED bulb that you're replacing is a turn signal bulb and it blinks on and off, you can either replace the flasher relay under the dash on older vehicles, or on newer vehicles where the turn signal function is controlled by the BCM, you actually need to wire in something called resistors. Here's what they look like. And the purpose of these load equalizing resistors is to mimic what's happening inside this light bulb. Inside this light bulb, you have a wire wound filament that draws a certain amount of amperage under a certain amount of resistance that creates a certain ohm rating. Now, the resistor replicates all of that. When you put the LED bulb in place of the incandescent, your vehicle thinks you have a turn signal light bulb out. So the fix is put the LED bulb in your taillight and then wire up the resistor to your positive and negative wires for your turn signal. It sounds a lot more complicated than it is. It's actually a very simple install, especially if you're familiar with custom wiring of any kind. Go check out our video where we walk you through it step by step. We'll link it in the description. If you still don't want to do resistors, I have another option for LED turn signal bulbs. Something like this, the GTR Lighting carbide bulbs are designed to have the resistance built in. The reason that they're so much larger than typical LED bulbs is twofold. Number one, they have way more LEDs, so they're way brighter. This one, for example, is almost twice as bright as the other style. Number two is they've got circuitry inside that has the resistance built in to mimic your old light bulb, so you don't have to do any custom wiring at all. The GTR Lighting carbide bulbs are totally plug and play on most turn signal applications. Here's your original incandescent bulb. We're going to take that out of your taillight socket and install something like the GTR Lighting Armor series. This bulb requires a resistor to be wired in also. If you don't want to do that extra work, you can go with the GTR Lighting Carbide series, which also just plugs in, and this bulb does not require resistors. Now that you have the bulb replaced, simply put it back into the socket where your original bulb came out. One of the other cool things you can do if you keep your original taillight housings and just upgrade the light bulbs is a super bright LED reverse light. Most aftermarket full assemblies on any vehicle, Ford F-150, Dodge Ram, Chevy Camaro, whatever, the LED reverse light that's built in is going to look really cool and be brighter than stock, but nothing compared to a bulb replacement like this. This guy is the GTR Lighting Ultra Series LED reverse light, and it comes in at 1,200 lumens of light per bulb, which is as bright as your stock halogen headlight bulbs. Can you imagine that? Taking out your old reverse light and putting basically a headlight in place? That's what you can do if you go the bulb upgrade route. So the way it works is you figure out which bulb you have for your reverse light, pull it out of the socket, get the correct matching bulb from GTR Lighting. Here you can see the plug-in for the GTR Lighting bulb is the same shape and style as your original light bulb. And that guy plugs into your original socket. And then this rubber grommet is what holds it in place in the taillight. Now, if you want to see step-by-step instructions on how bright these are compared to stock and how to do the install, go check it out. But that's about it. So whether you're going to take out your old incandescent taillight bulbs and replace them with LED, or get rid of the entire housing and go with something like Morimoto XB taillight assemblies, there's a ton of great options. Now if you go to headlightrevolution.com, put in your year, make, and model, we'll show you the taillight assembly upgrade options, and we'll show you the light bulb upgrade options too. So whichever route you want to go, we got you covered. If you have any questions, give us a call, shoot us an email, and we'll see you next time.